Now, I know the title of this video, not really a video, a stream, is the one and only guide to Need for Speed Payback. And I really do think this is going to be the one and only guide, because I compiled a lot of different tips from different people and the internet and stuff like that. So they're tips that I've come up with and twisted them a little bit. So as you can see right now, I'm doing the drag wall glitch. I don't like calling it a glitch, but it actually is a glitch, so whatever. So the thing I like about this glitch is you get tons and tons of money just by doing, like, you get 1.2 million at the most in 12 minutes of doing this. Like, no joke. If you do it quick enough, you can get 1.2 million in less than 12 minutes if you do it correctly. So, but I will show you guys again what I do. And I think the only good methods are probably, I mean, you can do it with any race you can, or like any race, any drift, any runner. I know the runner ones are kind of interesting too, because, you know, you have cops to deal with, but I guess the only way I could see any other one being better is if it was more efficient versus giving the best payout. And so far, I think this is the best way, payout-wise, to do the drag wall glitch. I call it the drag wall glitch because what you're essentially doing, and I'll show you guys here in just a moment here too. I have plenty of money to even stop and do it again, but so basically why I call it the drag wall glitch is because you're ramming a drag car wheelie up on a wall and holding it there until the screen blackens out. And don't worry, I'll show you guys how to do this. I know I put up a video on it too, but I uploaded a video on that too, and I don't know, I just thought I would just do a compilation of all these different tips that I know, you know. So I know whenever I do this glitch, I roughly get about 400 to 600k. It does vary because of the side bets. 400, and if you didn't do the side bets, you get about 300k every single time. So it's 300k for 6 minutes. So that's not bad either, but you can increase it by using the side bets to your advantage. Usually on these two methods I'm about to show you, I will show you a couple others too, but I don't think, in my opinion, they're as good as these two that I'm about to show you as well. So don't worry, I'll show you guys the other ones that I know about too. It's just I don't think any other method is any good than, because there's 4 methods that I used, and, you know, I'll just name them off so that way you guys know exactly what they are. And then, so it's the whip snake loop. That's another one that I used to do. But so yeah, so I did the whip snake loop, skirt the city, hyperspace circuit, and solar sprint. those are the really like the only 4 I would actually recommend to you guys. Now the 2, if you wanted to like have maximize your payout, I would go with Solar Sprint or Hyperspace Circuit. Just because of the sheer quickness of, well, because you get about 85 to 100, sometimes even 120k just by doing the side bets along with the race in Hyperspace Circuit. I've gotten, every time I've done that, I've always gotten about 100k every time. It's always 100k every single time. So if you do the side bets anyway. So the reason why that one's good is because it's kind of like a polar opposite to the Solar Sprint. You get a shorter race, but you don't have to do the side bets on this one if you don't want to, but I normally don't because it's quicker doing it without the side bets, and you get about 100k every time anyway. So yeah, so I'm not sure on that one. We'll see in just a second here. So yeah, I was at 5.2 million, and now I'm at 5.68 million, 5.22 million or something like that. Yeah, so 2-3, yeah, something like that. So we're just gonna open up the supply drop. I'm thinking Call of Duty all of a sudden here. That'll give us an extra 5,000, a vanity item, and some part tokens. So okay, so let me go do the glitch for you guys. Because I always do this in rotations, because there's always 3 different types of there's only 3 kinds of side bets on this Solar Sprint, and this is the one I recommend all the time. This is the one I always do because it has the biggest payout, and usually some people can get it done in 5 minutes, a little over 5 minutes. So if I could do that, I'd be maximizing the money amount that I get from other events with this one. So but usually it takes me about 6 to 8 minutes. I don't think I've ever had it to where I've been over 7 minutes. So it's actually really relatively quick. You just gotta do the side bet right away, and then this is a quick way that I do it. To get my drag car, I just go to this event right here, and then I grab my drag car, which in this case is the Volkswagen Beetle. Now make sure when you're live tuning your car, your nitrous is in between power and duration. You want it to be right under nitrous like that. And don't worry about your gearing, that should be fine too for this glitch. It's mainly just the nitrous that you have to watch. It has to be right in the middle, so not anywhere off to the sides. So it has to be right in the middle. Okay? Now what you do, right? You have this screen up. You have the Solar Sprint race and the change car pop up. What you're going to want to do, like I explained earlier, I didn't describe this part, but you're going to want to hold the handbrake, accelerate, hit the gas, and then as soon as you take off your finger on the handbrake, move it directly over to the NOS button. And then 3, 2, 1. No, I didn't do it, because that's... Alternatively, you could drive backwards or drive off somewhere else, but I don't do it like that because I've always found that it's quicker just to check and see if that menu's still up if you just look in your start or your options menu. So let's do it again. Accelerate, hold handbrake, accelerate, release the handbrake and hit the NOS right away. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, didn't work. It takes a couple tries. I used to be able to do it in 1 try every single time. But usually I wait till the NOS is fully refilled. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, it took me into that screen. It didn't work. So, handbrake, accelerate, NOS. It worked. Yep, it worked. So, see how I basically what I did was I pressed the start button, or the start button, I'm thinking PS3, the options button, and it's still there. Now watch, I reversed and it's still there. So that's like a double whammy check. Now we're gonna go back to our, excuse my windows are rattling because there's a semi going by, but anyway, so you go back to the garage. Now, being that it says R1 or right bumper to enter the garage, you're going to want to hit that button because it's covering up that button right there to change car. So it'll actually overrule that button and it'll say enter garage. Now you're just going to click the R right bumper or the R1 button. Now, when you do this, do not hit RB or R1 at all during this process. Why, you may ask? Because when you do, it's actually going to kick you out and it'll actually screw up your game and you won't be able to select your car and you're going to have to close the application or quit out of the application. So I grabbed a drift car. I shouldn't have, but just for this video sake, let's just not look at that. But you're not supposed to grab a drift car. If the event that you're going for is a drift event like the Whip Snake Loop, then I would totally recommend getting a Mazda RX-7 out or a Lamborghini Huracan. I would completely advise that all the way. But being that we have my RSR isn't upgraded yet, so we'll go to the warehouse, get my Regera out. This is probably the best car you could use for the Solar Sprint because there's one specific what do you call it? There's like a speed that you have to hit, like you have to hit that top speed recommendation for the side bet, which is 249 miles per hour. You have to hit that, and no other car can get above 240 other than the Regera. So in my case, I always just use the Regera for the Solar Sprint. You could use something else if you don't have that side bet, but if you have the 240 mile an hour acquired side bet, then I would recommend getting a Regera, because the Regera it tops out at 264, so you're gonna hit that fairly quickly. Sorry, I hit a snapshot. My controller's being weird today. So once you drive away from there, hit the right bumper or R1. See, that's what I'm talking about. 249 miles per hour. We're going to accept that because that's just a little bit of extra cash. And you're going to want to do this 6 times. Accept the bets 6 times. So once you've done this one, do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again. And then after that 6th time, it should say when you go into this screen, as soon as the numbers pop up, it'll say event failed. Now, you didn't actually fail the event. You actually just started a race with yourself, by yourself, against, nobody. Like, you're not facing anyone but yourself, and you're just trying to get the side bet done. So here's a good reason why I recommend the Regera at all times on this one, because, like I said, one of the side bets is 249 miles an hour. That's not achievable with any other car other than the Regera. So I just recommend keeping the Regera out for most of these. For, you know, one third of the time you're gonna want to use the Regera on this race doing this glitch. Now, when I get to the 6th time, I will show you guys what I mean. So, see? Okay, so I said event failed. Now you're just going to drive off until it blips, and then you're going to start trying to go for the side bet that you accepted. In this case, it's me trying to hit 249 miles per hour. And the corresponding speed for kilometers an hour. So, if you're a kilometers person, then that's in kilometers, whatever that converts to. So we're going to see if we can hit it right here, because if we hit it right here, we should be good. Yep, we hit it, so that's usually where I hit it with the Regera. It's very, very hard to do it with any other car, because it's actually pretty much impossible, because even if you do hit above 240, it's only with NOS with other cars. So, like I said, it's only able to be done by the Regera. This specific speed bet, or side bet, is literally the only one I ever use the Regera for. So, and then once I get done with this race, by the way, this is live, so it's unedited. So let me, it's not pretty, but anyway. So once I get done with this, I will show you guys a token farm glitch, a part token farm glitch, and that one's pretty easy because all you have to do is hit a few buttons like get a catch-up pack and whatever else. I'll demonstrate it in the video after this specific glitch right here, the drag wall glitch. I'm gonna try and go as fast as I can now, so that way, you know, that way I can show you guys that fast token farm glitch. I keep crashing into all these civvies. I call civilian vehicles civvies. I don't know why, it's just a thing I've always said. Oh boy, there's another one. Oh, that was not pretty. Yeah. So, you know, some of these speed bets, aside from the 20 near misses, like the two that are on this one, I mean, the total drift at 5,468 miles or yards drifted. What you do with that one is literally what it says. You just get a total drift yardage of 5,468 yards, and then that one's pretty easy to do with like a RSR or something like that, where it's pretty easy to, you know, get it rear end out. So I'm doing terrible this match, or this glitch, but anyway, so that's the only one I would, aside from the 20 near misses, I would honestly do that one with an RSR, because it's really hard to do it with a Sorry, my controller's being funky. I would only do that one with a RSR because that one is literally, it's the best one to get the near misses, the 20 near misses done the fastest, because it can turn so much easier than the Regera can and get those near misses a lot quicker and a lot closer. So, but it is able to be done with a Regera. I did it a little bit ago before I uploaded or started streaming. So, yeah. So, the other one is this one, where I recommend the Regera at all times. Is the total, or the top speed of, hit a top speed of 249 miles an hour. So I would recommend a Regera for that one, and then the total drift is completely up to you on this one. So I will show you, I will do the two of them, but I will not be doing the Whip Snake Loop or the Skirt the City. I'm just going to show you their locations, and it's basically the same exact thing that you're doing here, except the side bets, well, yada yada yada. You could accept the side bets, or you could just do the race and then get it done and over with quicker, because you don't have anything else to worry about, and then get that much more money quicker. So, I mean, it's take your pick. So, I'll just show you guys the location on the map and what it should look like on your screen when you're driving up to it. Yeah, so the Whip Snake Loop is what I'm going to also do with that too. So I'm only going to be doing the what do you call it, the Solar Sprint and the Hyperspace Circuit to show you guys. So, and like I said, you could accept the bets, the side bets on this one, on the Hyperspace Circuit one. But the problem with that one I have is, some of them, they have you focus on like hitting 60 objects and win the race. That one, because that one determines on how the track is made or generated as you spawn in. So if there's not a whole lot of objects to hit in the beginning, then I would recommend just restarting and seeing if, not restarting, but like quitting out of it and then restarting it back up. Just because that's a lot easier than doing it the other way around. So so that's how you do the solar shipment, or solar project, or no, solar sprint, excuse me, sorry. I'm gonna open up this shipment. There we go. Oh, bloody rhino. Now we're gonna hold this. No. See, this is the 20 near misses one. We're just gonna quit out of this event just because I don't want to do this one anymore, because I already have 6 million, almost, you know, pretty close to. That's only 4 million away from 10 million, so. Change car. Hold the right bumper or the R1 if you want to get out of the little glitch. So I'm just gonna accept my car. That was weird. Oh, you also need to drive away. That's another thing. When you're trying to accept it, don't be right on the spot where it should say, yeah, so now it did work. But now I'm gonna go over here, get my drag car again, just because we're already right here. And it's no big deal for me because I know we're going into an event with this, but just quit out of it, really. It's not that big a deal. Oh, and also on this stream, I will also be doing a speed list for you. I'll do a couple speed lists, like 2 or 3. Hopefully 3, but it might end up being 2. So only 5 total events, or no, 10 total events. So I know for sure I'm gonna try and do 1, but that's only 5. So I might end up doing 2 or 3. Probably not 3, but like I said, 2. So we're gonna bounce off of there, and what you're gonna want to look for, that's the solar sprint one right here. It goes all the way till there, almost back to where you started. So it's not that bad. I know it's. And then the hyperspace circuit is right here. This is the one I go to if I want just a little lump sum of cash in a short amount of time. Like, it only takes about 2-3 minutes to get this done. It's 2 or 3 minutes for 100k plus. It's literally that easy. So we're just gonna drive on over here. I crashed. Alright, what I do here is I just drive up right here. Accelerate, hit the gas, and my wheels are touching the ground. Are not touching the ground, I mean. No, it didn't work. You want to be just like right about here. No, it didn't work. I went too high. Usually you don't even want to hit the NOS on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it didn't work. You gotta count to like 3 or 5 depending on how fast you're counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it didn't work. What? I've never done that before, but it's not working for me. Probably because I'm hitting the gas. It worked. Okay, so what you're going to want to do now is head over to that garage that's in the city. Right here. And after you do that, same thing with the solar sprint. You're just going to want to change into a race car. This one, it doesn't really matter. I always just use the Regera again, just because I average a pretty close speed to 200. I average about 200 miles an hour on that track, so it goes by really, really quick, if I do say so myself. Just select this, and then if you just want a small amount, you know, for every event, but it goes by in like 2 or 3 minutes, I would definitely recommend Hyperspace Circuit. If you just need this, like I said, this one, every time you complete it, it's about 100k every single time. So I know if you're able to, you can get it done in a minute and you get 100k. So we'll just hit RB or R1, accept the bet, because that's just that much more cash. I've seen as much as like, I want to say like 150 to 200K on this too, so just by doing the side bets too. Now, you're going to want to do this until the cars disappear, or until it says event failed. You're going to want to do this 6 times as well, because that's just, you know, what you got to do. And then once you do this 6 times and it says event failed, you're in the race all by yourself. It should say event failed now. Now remember that I only had 6,210,000. And now we go forward. Because we're in a race all by ourselves. So now it's just us in the side bet. Because it doesn't matter if we're in the race or not, even though these guys are still here. So now what we do is go for the side bet and then finish up the race. That's all there is to it. Completed the side bet. Now we just gotta go as fast as we can to get the race done and over with, so we can do it again. I'll do it about 3 times, that way we get a good idea of what the side bets are for this race. So there's one that you have to get a lap time of 23 seconds or faster. I don't know what it is, but I do better on this circuit race than I do with that solar sprint race. And now we cross the finish line. And if I remember correctly, you only get 1 shipment for every one of these uses. Yep, you only get 1, so we'll do it 2 more times, so that way you guys see what the side bets are. Now it's stay in the air for a total of 10 seconds and win the race. So you just got to get a total air time of 10 seconds, which usually I just hit the big jump behind us. Oh, by the way, I have tons of money now. I was at 6,210,000. Now look at my money. We got almost 250K out of that. A little over that, actually, almost 300K. Almost 300K from just doing this one mission, or this one race. And you have to do it 6 times, because I know somebody on YouTube said that you have to do it on just until the cars are disappeared. That's not true, because then you count as all your races count as in last place. So you have to do this at least 6 times, so that way when you have the event failed pop up, you know, so when that happens, you're actually in a race all by yourself, so therefore you're only first every single time. That's how the glitch works. Or how it's supposed to work now. And I say now because I see a lot of outdated videos about this quite a bit. Now, make sure not to take any other jumps other than the first one, or the last one at the very right. Just before you hit the line. Not this checkpoint, but this next one. You hit this checkpoint, or this jump here. See, I got almost 3 seconds on that. That's redonkulous. We're already over halfway there on lap 2. No, lap 3 of 5. That's ridiculous. We're already done on lap 4. We're getting close anyway. See, we're done. And if you're in a fast enough car, you'll jump up like that over those little speed bumps. There we go. Yeah, we get just over 250k for doing the side bets as well. So, we'll open up another shipment. Wait. Oh yeah, that's another thing with this one. You don't always get a shipment with this race. So that's why I prefer the solar sprint as well. So we'll do it one more time so that way you can see. Here's the big badass. The 60 objects that you have to hit. I usually just wait till I do it the 6 times, and then I'll just hit every single object, not even worrying about going through the race. So I forgot that we were doing a glitch here, so trying to focus here. See what I'm doing here, guys? It's literally that easy.
Watch out!
See? It's literally that easy. And then we just continue on with our race. Now we're on our final lap. Less than 1,000 yards to go. 500 yards to go. Now we get another shipment. So those are all three of them. I'm gonna go show you guys the other ones that are literally right over here. Whip Snake Loop. Now this one, I'll show you where it is. This is the closest gas station to it. I'm not gonna do it for you guys on video, but on stream. So, but I will show you where it is. And then whenever you do want to take, you need a drag car for this too. You need to ram up against those rocks right there. So that way it'll actually happen. So it'll actually work. And then the next one I'm going to show you guys is literally Skirt the City. This that's Supernova. Oh, it's over here. It's on the opposite end. The closest one to it is right here. Closest gas station's right there. I had to get rid of that menu for a second. I couldn't see nothing. And then the same thing goes for this event up here. Same thing goes for this event. You literally just ram up against this wall right here. Right here. You don't ram it, but you take a drag car and get your wheels off the ground that way. So, those are where those are. Now we're gonna go to the garage, and I will show you what to do with the part token farming glitch. Now, when you're doing this, you need a performance level 100 car. So, reason why I say that is because you, like this one, the Volvo Amazon P130, This one's perfect. I always use this one for it, but you just need one of those. You got one? Great. Now you got to go to the tune-up shop as soon as we get there. Now we go over to the tune-up shop. Don't ever use this car for, like, don't upgrade it or nothing. I mean, it's gonna look like we upgrade it, but it's not being upgraded. So look in the tune-up shop, and then we have 29 rolls at our disposal right now. So we got all level 1 parts, right? Buy every last one of these parts in the shop. Buy every one of them. Because the reason why we're going to do this is we're literally buying part tokens. Now, once you've gotten those, once you've bought those, there's 12 every single time. You go back to the original stock level and then trade in your old part. Or parts, whichever one it is. Just like I'm doing here. And now we're at 100 part tokens right now. So we actually have a little over 33 rolls. We actually have one more speed part token than that, but now what you're going to want to do, being that we just took all of those items out of all the parts out of the speed cards out of the shop, being that we're level 1, we're going to buy the lowest catch-up pack, which is level 6. Okay? Just because we're buying it means that we're resetting the shop, but before you look at the buy section, you're going to want to parts that you just bought and revert them back to the original level 1 stock part, and then sell all these items, all these level 6 parts. Just that way they're not in our hair later. And then look at that. We have all level 3s, 2s, and 1 parts. And they're all going to be worth the same amount that we bought them the first time with. So, anywhere from, I think it's 12,000 to, it's looking like 10,000. Yep, 12,000 to 10,000. Anywhere from that to that. You're going to buy those, and then, same thing we did earlier. Revert them back to the stock level 1. Trade in all your parts that you just got, and you should come out with 12 extra speed cards. Or, no, not 12, but for every 3 part tokens is a speed card. Or a roll, I guess you could say. So, if you wanted a master build, I always recommend Outlaw, just because it makes it a lot easier to make your master builds perks wise, so, and brand wise. So that's what I always say to people. So a lot easier to as long as you try it, you will see what I mean. So we'll do it again one more time. Now we're going to do it one more time and get ourselves 124 parts. There we go. Revert them back to the stock level 1 with no perks. And trade in all the extra cards. And there you go. Now we have 41 rolls. That's a lot of rolls if you ask me. So So, um, the other thing I wanted to mention, don't when you're building a car, don't don't get any jump perks. Jump is kind of useless unless you're going for jump records, or even like these little gambler tokens, or even if you're trying to get a derelict. Those are the only reasons I would ever use the jump perk. So I would honestly, I'll show you guys unless it's a Regera, then, because that's a beast of a thing to hit jumps with. So that's the only car that I ever use the jump bonus on, or the jump perk, because I think I have like 2 or 3 perks into jump, but everything else is maxed out. So except for brakes, and I'll show you guys that in just a second. Yeah, because you see, like this one, I don't have, even though it's an off-road car, I wouldn't ever touch the jump perk. Reason being is because when you have a jump bonus, it actually makes your airtime a lot more, and you actually slow down while you're in the air. Even though your landing is going to considerably go up, it's just not worth the trade-off, in my opinion. So, I would go for, with the outlaw bonus. Here, let me show you guys what I did with this build. With the outlaw bonus, I mean, there's obviously room for improvement, but with the outlaw bonus, you're being that it's a 6 times bonus in nitrous and speed. Then you want to excuse me. I had to get rid of some gas. So, I always go with Outlaw just because it makes the build a lot easier than Chidori or Nextech does. Those are my second and third fave. I would honestly go with Chidori over Nextech, but I mean, it's totally up to you guys. If I had to say for off-road, I would say either 6 times Outlaw or 3 times Outlaw and 3 times Chidori. That's the only ones I would go with for off-road. And then I would say Nextech for race cars, or 6 times Nextech, or 6 times where is it? Yeah, 6 times Nextech or 6 times Outlaw. Outlaw's just good all around because you get speed and nitrous boost. Now, what I mean by the boost is if you have a 6 times bonus, you actually don't have to go all the way and deck out the 6 perks into speed. Being that I have an outlaw bonus, I only have to get 4 perks on nitrous and speed. So, being that's the case, so the reason why it's very crucial to have this 4-6-4 build for 4 speed, 6 acceleration, and 4 nitrous, and then whatever you can get into brakes. Usually I try to get 1 or 2 perks into brakes. This one's kind of lacking in the brakes, but it's a Ford Mustang. It's never going to be really good unless you have 2 or 3. But it's fine where it's at, in my opinion. I at least have something into brakes, which is still good. It would be better if you had 2 or 3 perks. Like I know we can get our gearbox, or not our gearbox. Our turbo needs brakes, and our block needs brakes. So you could get like 3 or 4, depending on how you built your car, with the equipped speed cards that you have. You could have like 2 or 3 brakes into brakes. So if you have that, you're perfect. You're golden. If you have this 4-6-4 at the top, and then you have 2 or 3 into brakes, you're perfect. You're golden for speedless. So, but just remember that when you have a 6 times bonus, look at the little icons beside that brand bonus. And mine's nitrous and speed. So I only need to get 4 perks into speed and nitrous. Only 4. You don't. If you go any further than 4 on those two with outlaw, you're wasting. Excuse me. You're wasting a perk. Because I already have max nitrous. So there's no point in going above 4 perks. Same thing with my top speed. So, makes sense. Now, I'll show you what I have on my Regera. Now, I have the same build, but I don't have any brakes on this thing, which makes this thing a monster to handle. But I mainly use this for speed traps and other things like speedless, but that's only when I feel challenging myself. Otherwise, I could get 2 into brakes too, because I do have my gearbox and my ECU need a 3rd perk. So I could go for brakes in those 2, but I mean, it's whatever at this point. I mean, I don't care. So, but you could essentially get, if you had 3 perks on everything, this would be a perfect build. If I had brakes on my, if I had everything and brakes on ECU and everything on that I have and brakes on my gearbox, then I would be freaking golden for speed traps and air jumps and stuff like that. So, yeah. So, just letting you guys know that little helpful tip when building your cars. Make sure, like for Chidori, being that it's a acceleration and brakes bonus, you want to get 4 into brakes and 4 into acceleration and 6 into NOS and 6 into speed. I just think it's a lot easier to go with Outlaw because the 3 main things you want to look for a car are acceleration, nitrous, and speed. And you get 2 of those bonuses knocked out with 1 brand. So that's why I think Outlaw is the best one for just about any car. So we're going to take the old Porsche 911 Carrera RSR out. So I will be right back, guys. I have to use the restroom. It'll be silent for a little bit. I'll be right back. guys. Alrighty, so I'm going to show you guys how to get that crispy 464 build, and then whatever I can get into brakes. Alright. We need a block. Yep, so I need to get rid of that. Are you kidding me? Now that only did any better than what I already had on, so there we go. Yeah, hold on. So now we gotta go back to Outlaw Bonus. Now all we need is we need to get rid of that perk, or the jump bonus on that one, because we don't want jump. Now this is ideal to get to 3s on everything, because then all you have to do is go up from there with all 4 of them. We'll send that to the garage. We'll send that to the garage as well. At this point, you want to just play around with it, because by the time you get done, no, we're not keeping this. I don't think we're keeping this one either. Yeah, we are. No, we're not keeping it. It's got jump on it. I totally disregard the jump perk out of everything. I think we already had something on it. Yep. Wasn't anything really 3 perky-ish on that. Let's check and see what we all have. Go like this. Go like this. Now. Alright, now we gotta build up from here. No, we're not taking it. We're not taking that one. No, we're not taking this one either. We're not taking this one either. This is not what we want. There we go. There's a better perk. We have a little under 30 rolls. We're disregarding this perk right here. Trying to think. We're trying to. I'm gonna be doing a build-up of a Mazda RX-7 on the channel here soon. So Well, if you guys did enjoy the video, comment and share this video. And as always, I will see you all in the underworld.